am I a victim or am I actually walking away from this as a winner? Because it could be I just went through this for the first time and I'm not naive to this experience anymore. And I usually talk about this in terms of spiritual warfare. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Kristina Clarke. I'm 22 years old and I post spiritual types of content. So if you enjoy those kinds of videos, subscribe. I would love to have you a part of the family. For today's video, there was a really powerful message that came through and I really wanted to share it with you guys, talk about it. And I had heard a phrase online one day and it was, look at everything as your teacher. And as soon as I heard that, I swear I felt like I just got so much information from so many different directions. Like, this can apply to that, and this is what it means for your life, and whoa, remember when this happened? And it's one of those moments. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, looking at every single thing, person, place, or circumstance in your life as a teacher. Because when we are here, when we're like in this life, we're here because we're meant to learn. We're meant to grow, to evolve spiritually, emotionally, mentally. We're here to test ourselves. And so when that is kind of the premise of why we are here, when we are learning, we're going to be learning from not just one thing or place or person. We're going to be learning from many different things all around us. And I think a fair question to ask after hearing this information is, well, what good is this gonna do me? Like, as someone who's watching this video, how will that impact and change my life in a beneficial way? There's a few things by applying that mindset and like stepping into that energy of everything around me is going to teach me something and I will embrace it. It does a few things. Number one, you're taking your power back. I don't care what the situation is, you are stepping into your power, because when you decide, because this is a choice whether you're aware of it or not, whatever comes your way, you get to decide, am I a victim or am I actually walking away from this as a winner? Because now I'm just leveling up. Now I have more wisdom, information, I've learned a certain lesson. I'm able to add this lesson into my tool belt and keep moving forward, and I won't have to repeat this. I get to walk away with something added and I'm good. I didn't lose anything. Even if it was a negative situation, I didn't lose anything, because I get to walk away and I either have experience, a new understanding, I either learned something pretty profound, or maybe there was something synchronistic about the event. For example, oh my gosh, the other week my dog, she got bit by a snake. Very traumatizing for me. If you know me, snakes are my #1 fear. So basically the way my story goes, and I'll make it quick, was it was late at night and I was about to go to bed, but I thought I should let my dog outside, you know. So she's good. She's the type of dog where if she's gonna go to the bathroom a certain way, she has to like run a bunch. And I was running her around and I was kind of pushing her in a way of, all right, go to the bathroom, go, go potty, go potty. And I wasn't gonna leave until she did what she had to do and it's time to go inside. And basically what had happened was, turns out there was a snake in our yard. She stumbled across it and she got bit. It wasn't a full like clench, if you will, but she definitely got nicked and it was pretty scary. It's a little freaky because you never know how snake venom is gonna happen, if it's actually poisonous or not. And so just because of the timing of everything, we had to wait a few hours before we could take her into our local vet. And the lesson comes in where there was a few hours before I could take her into my local vets, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, I can sit here for these next 3, 4, 5 hours long and either worry, either freak out, replay what just happened over and over and over again, or I can understand whatever's gonna happen next is outside of my control and get some sleep right now so I can put myself in a better position to take her to the vet to get care. That was the initial part of the lesson. The real part of the lesson came after she was good, everything was all taken care of, she's healthy, nothing to worry about. And I just kept replaying the incident in my head, and I knew that I should not be doing it because it wasn't productive. And then I realized something. I got a little message, got a little download in that moment of time, and it was about my need to control. I really wanted my dog to go to the bathroom, and I knew odds are she had to go, and so I pushed her. And what happens when you push too much? You can force things to be that were never meant to be. If something's not happening, it can be for your protection. And if you're pushing to get something but it's not the right time, you can end up in danger. You can find yourself in a scary situation that was not meant to be, but because you kept on pushing, you're there. And I sat with that and I thought about, what am I pushing in my life? What am I like effectively trying to control, whether it's needing to know answers or making something really happen in the present moment when it's not really the right time. And I started going through it, and one door kept opening after another in terms of information and understanding and the application of the whole event. With that incident, I could have either walked away from it as, this backyard is not safe, this could go wrong, that could go wrong, and just kind of live in the energy of fear. I could do that. Or I could stop and I could be like, this happened for a reason. So what's the message behind it? What can I take away from this experience? You wouldn't think there's a message behind it. You wouldn't think there's some spiritual application, but there is. Because everything around you is teaching you something, but you're only gonna learn it if you are willing to listen. If you're willing to use your free will to decide to sit down, to take out your headphones, to listen, and to be receptive. So effectively, you take your power back. You go from being a victim or from losing something or being done wrong into, okay, I'm actually just gaining something from this. And that's gonna kind of be my second point, is when you gain something, when you gain a lesson from an experience, whatever kind of experience it is, you level up. And I don't think we really understand how powerful that is, because, and I usually talk about this in terms of spiritual warfare. I'm not gonna go too deep into like the spiritual warfare aspect in this video, but if you do want to hear more, I'll link a good video somewhere up here for you to watch. It'll give you more examples of how this can come through or show up in your life. But effectively, whenever you go through a trial or a challenge, you can either decide, I lost something, I was hurt, I was, you know, in a place of lack, in a place of deficit, or you can reframe the narrative essentially and be like, yeah, this sucked, this was hard, I went through not an easy time in my life, but I walked away and I learned something about the world. I learned something about myself. Or I learned what a certain type of emotion felt like. Or it could be, I just went through this for the first time and I'm not naive to this experience anymore. I didn't know something like this could happen. Now I've experienced it, and now maybe that's even giving me the drive and the inspiration to help other people, to be an activist, or to make videos online and share your experiences and advice that you have about what you went through. So looking at everything as your teacher, you take your power back and you level up. And you accelerate your spiritual evolution at a much faster rate. The point of incarnating, the point of coming here is to learn, to grow, to love, and to help, because we're really all in this together. We're all here to learn, we're all here to grow. And what are we growing towards? Unconditional love. Not just understanding it, but being it and emitting it. These are some questions you can ask yourself about whatever situation. How do I feel in the place or setting that I'm in? What side or version of me is it bringing out? And why is that? You can ask yourself, do I feel triggered right now? Yes? Okay, what am I feeling? Scared? Why do I feel scared? Is there a logical explanation or is there not? Why am I feeling this way? What's being brought up and out of me whether I'm expressing it to other people or not. What's coming out of me? What's being pulled out of me? And how can I learn from it? How can I also choose differently to have a better outcome? If you have a pet, you learn so much from your pet, probably without you even realizing it. Maybe you're someone who is just like very matter of fact, and maybe you're not as emotional, and that's fine. And you have a pet, and maybe having a pet taught you about unconditional love. Maybe having a dog or a cat, I don't have a cat, maybe having a dog is something in your life that taught you about emotions, about caretaking and nurturing. Like, you can look at everything as a teacher. Actually, a really good example of look at everything as your teacher is, have you ever heard the analogy or metaphor, I don't know what the technical term is, of if you look at a cup that has water in it filled halfway, is it half full or half empty? And that analogy is a really good example of looking at everything as your teacher, because in that example, you're looking at a glass of water that's either half full or half empty, and you're looking at it through a spiritual or philosophical lens. And so you can look at a glass of water, you can look at your current environment, you can look at what just happened in your friend group or family or relationship of whatever kind. You can look at your trip to the grocery store and the interactions you had. Everything is meant to teach you something. I hope this video helped you. I hope, I don't know, there's something valuable in here for you. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.